In this video, we will be covering Velocity's copy measure functionality. In the row versus measures video, we configured the right-click menus and defined our measure and key columns. Thus, we are ready to explore the remainder of the edit measure behavior. Let's review the right-click row menu options available for copying measures. The first option, Copy SKU Above Selection, will copy the current SKU. Insert blank SKU rows above wherever the cursor is positioned and paste the copied data into the newly created SKU. The second option, Copy SKU Below Selection, will copy the current SKU. Insert blank SKU rows below wherever the cursor is positioned and paste the copied data into the newly created SKU. The third option, Copy SKU at Top, will copy the current SKU. Insert blank SKU rows at the top of the cuboid and paste the copied data into the newly created SKU. The last option, Copy SKU at Bottom, will copy the current SKU. Insert blank SKU rows at the bottom of the cuboid and paste the copied data into the newly created SKU. What data, formula, or both gets copied is based on the Copy SKU behavior option selected, which we will explore next. The Copy SKU behavior configuration establishes the way Copy SKU option will behave. To get to these options in the design framework is to select Advance, then Edit Measure Behavior and followed by Copy Measure Behavior. Let's explore the configuration options available to us. The Copy Only SKU formulas will copy only the formulas from the selected dataset. The Copy Only SKU values will copy only the values from the selected dataset. The Copy SKU values and formulas will copy both the values and formulas from the selected dataset. The Copy Selected SKU columns will copy only data for those columns that have been explicitly set to be copied. These columns can be set using the Set Selected SKU Columns for Copy option, and can be reviewed by selecting Show Selected SKU Columns for Copy. Anytime you want to review the settings, you can do so by selecting Show Copy SKU Behavior Setting. Once you have configured the settings for copy behavior, they must be enabled and can be done from the Enable Copy SKU Behavior option. Should there be a need to disable the copy SKU behavior, you can do so by clicking on Disable Copy SKU Behavior. Velocity also allows configuration of setting defaults for cells of the measure. For example, we can provide default values for the deposits in January to $150. This can be done by setting this by navigating from Advance to Edit Measure Behavior to Copy Measure Defaults and clicking on Set Default SKU Copy Values. In the pop-up, you will need to give the coordinates of the cell, i.e., the measure and column header, where you want the value to show. You can verify your settings by clicking on Show Default SKU Copy Values. If there is a need, you can delete the default configuration that we set up too by choosing Delete Default Copy SKU Values option. Once the values set up are acceptable, the next configuration is to enable the settings, which can be done by clicking Enable Copy SKU Defaults. We can also disable the configuration by choosing the Disable Copy SKU Defaults. To see the configuration setup, click on Show Copy SKU Default Status. The values are shown in a pop-up window. The Copy Measure Format allows you to see what the copy format settings are by selecting Show Copy SKU Format Setting. You can enable the format settings by clicking on Enable Copy SKU Format. And should the need arise, you can disable the settings by clicking on Disable Copy SKU Format. If you wish to look at the copy format, you can view it by clicking on Open Copy SKU Format. To summarize, in this video we covered the various aspects of configuring the copy measure functionality, from copying just default values, just formulas, and both default values and formula. We also learned to set default values for a measure and column of data, and to copy a certain set of columns. In the next video, we will focus on column formatting.